Well, you too, Jesse. Not forgetting. I mean, what am I thinking?
I mean, come on.
Yeah, you're always there. You're my support in the background, and I love you for it.
With that, behind every good man, there's a great woman and five other great dudes.
I think that's very true. I think, yeah, Jesse's very lucky to have a
Both
similar
of you.
scenario. And I don't know what your romantic situation is these days, Tom.
I've been very lucky in that department. The gods have been kind to me
Good, good.
over the years. But what's that Beatles line? All the love you take is equal to the love you make.
Indeed. Yes, yes. I've always felt that to be
Well,
very true.
I will say this: you look like $1 million. You look wonderful.
Well, thank you. I try my best, and
He always looks good.
yeah.
My dad used to say to me, "Son, you look like $1 million lire," and I'd be like, "Thanks, Dad." He's like, "Well, that's only $11."
Yeah.
What's up,
Fine.
Jesse? How you doing, buddy?
Yeah. Hi, Jesse.
Good. I hit record, by the way, just because I got tired of missing some gold in the beginning.
I know my lighting is a little crazy. I'm kind of hidden, but
You look like you got like a streak. I don't know if that's my screen or yours, but like God's trying to tell you to.
actually, I kind of like that. Actually, let me see.
Yeah, we like a bit of lens flare.
I'm in my kitchen. I have a surprise guest that might walk through in a minute. And his name is Dylan. You guys know him, and he's sleeping on the couch.
Dylan.
I would like, man, sleep on the couch, and in the middle of this interview, you're going to wake up and go in the kitchen and want to get a water or a coffee, and you can do a surprise, what they call a drive-by.
Yeah.
Yeah, we went to see Jason. Shout out Jason Schwartzweiler from Celestial Dash playing 529 last night, and
Montreal Tots.
yeah, Dash Montreal. Great. Tim Jones sends his love. What a lovely
Man, Jesse, it's good to see you,
musician
big
and
dog.
rock and roll
Yeah, you
human,
too, man.
and yeah, man, things are going great, and thinking of you guys always. So thank you for entering my brain and my consciousness on
Same to
the regular, and being influential and inspirational, and instrumental in my decisions every day, trying to be just the best person I can be.
Hey, and you're doing a great job starting the flow here, Tom. But I gotta say, I think I want some light on you. I don't think I can really even see at all.
You want to know something? Yeah, let's just do it. We look really cool. How's that?
Yeah. There you go.
I mean, it's kind of cool. It's like a new wave right through the eye. It's like
Yeah, it's like David
I'm-
Bowie put it on your face.
my hair game throughout this. I might even take the phone and walk around a little bit. You'll see what's going on.
Yeah.
Listen, things are good. I've been looking forward to this all week, and again, I always thinking about you. I'm going to see you in human form in person in 2026 in the UK. And Jesse, we're going to see you soon. And great to see you guys.
I really look forward to that, Tom. Yeah. Are you in New York at the moment?
No, we just got back. We had
Because you've been
a
posting.
lovely time in New York. I'm going to ask you guys to be on your show again when the record that I did with my brother and David Burden finally does come out and see the light of day, hopefully in the spring. We're going to do a film with it. Davey Burden is from Sunderland, and he's a great friend of mine. I met him when he played in the band Leatherface, and he's put out some solo records, but he moved to New York. His wife is on the board for the Keith Haring Foundation, which I'm a huge fan of, and just a huge fan of Keith Haring, and love everything that they're doing, positivity, pushing things forward and spreading the love. And he sent us this record, my brother Scott and I think he was traveling the trains when he was going through his anxieties and depression when he first moved there, which I completely get. And smart move on the trains and walking through the streets and in traffic. Just had a field recorder, so you got to hear these sounds of like horns and traffic and trains, and then he added guitars and instruments to it. And then Scott and I did some spoken word to it, and it's going to be called New York Lost Letters. And we did that wonderful photo shoot in Washington Square Park, which is one of my favorite parks in the Greenwich Village, last week. And I was telling him all about you guys, and he already is like, guys, I want to do a second record. I goes, I don't want you to get beat up or spend a night in jail. He goes, but I have an idea about doing a record called Prison Letters. And I go, I'm all in. And I love it. And I was like,
Hardcore.
yeah.
I just want to say something. Speaking from experience, I might want to think twice before partnering with an Englishman. Okay.
That's true, man. Oh no, Davey is so he is so wonderful, and listen, we're lucky, and I'm reminded of this stuff all the time, and you guys are on this list. As we get older, we hopefully get wiser, and we're very cool and comfortable with our circles getting smaller, but it's tighter and the best. Like, so it's not about what's the word? It's not quantitative, it's qualitative.
Well, I don't know how your hair keeps getting better as you age, but I'm jealous of it.
I love it. Yeah, man. Well, listen, you guys look good, man. Size rocking the mugger's cap. Listen, we're very, very fortunate. We're fortunate sons. We're lucky, man. And or you learn to dwell on all the good stuff.
Yeah.
Hopefully, Tom. Yeah. I'd certainly try to do that, try and grab onto positivity. And I always, once again, in conversations with my good lady, with Helen, we do try to remind ourselves not to take our luck for granted. We've got over our head. We've got a fantastic home here. We share with our loved ones, with our son and daughter-in-law. Haley's over from Wisconsin. She's living with us now. They're married.
Lovely.
James and Haley got married in August, and we've got our little family in our little house in our little town in the glorious county of Staffordshire. And you mentioned your friend from Sunderland. Sunderland is beautiful, man. It's really,
I love Sunderland. Yeah.
Shipping
town. Yeah, it's beautiful.
Beautiful, absolutely. We're so lucky, and we've got some beautiful countryside on our doorstep as well. We live pretty much just over the road from a Norman castle, or the ruins of a Norman castle. So we can go out and walk around our streets and look up, and we can walk to a castle which was built in the 12th century. We've got that kind of thing going on around us. We're so lucky.
Yeah, I love that. Well, first of all, shout out to Helen and the kids and all of us. Yeah, I love that. And I love being we have these reminders in front of us every day, these huge physical things. And I remember one morning I was walking, I spent some time in Newcastle, more time in Sunderland, and I was walking with my friend Frankie, and he's like, that church right there was built in the year 100. And I'm like, you can't even fathom that. Americans actually have no idea. It's like, we should never think that we're an old country, compared to the things that we see,
Right. Yeah.
And I was like, yeah. And meanwhile, my parents' house is 10 years old, and they've had to replace the roof twice already. Like, how is it that this church is so, when we see these things, and we're reminded of these things, and everything that we do, our relationships, the art, the music that we put into, we should be always humbled about the physical beings that are around us.
Definitely.
Really so impressive.
I have to say, I'm fascinated by the history, and the deep history of this country back to the Neolithic. We've got Stonehenge, which is a World Heritage Site, and we have stone circles which were put in place by Neolithic peoples all over the country. They pop up everywhere. And you mentioned Newcastle, and of course Newcastle is the place where Hadrian's Wall ends, which the Romans built to keep the Scots out back in the year dot. Wall's End is there in Newcastle, and I've been to Newcastle. Newcastle's fantastic as well, and I have to.
Goodness. Yeah, the whole. From what I remember, the whole town literally smelled like Newcastle beer.
Nut brown ale.
Yeah, yeah,
That's great.
yeah.
That was my favorite beer in college.
It's a heavy duty. Yeah, man.
It is.
I used to drink it. I can't drink that anymore.
It's too sweet. I remember having it well, I guess a year ago now, but and it was too sweet for me. Too thick.
Yeah,
I was never a big beer guy though.
Are you still on the sobriety train?
Yeah, man.
Congratulations. You look wonderful, man.
On the 28th will be 1 year. So I've made
I love it.
I met the challenge. I think I'm gonna keep it going too. It's been pretty awesome.
It's easy. Yeah, it's easy. Easy runnings from now on. I do good from time to time. Last night I did not do good. I didn't get crazy, but I had some pints, and once in a while, pints make you strong, and then too many of them make you weak.
Yeah, to each his own. I think everybody's got.
I just don't want to make any poor decisions. I'm trying to really enter this. I'm a big fan of the Zen, and I'm really trying to achieve the next level of it. And that being said, I gave you guys the shout out the other day, and I probably will give shout outs. I have like lists of people and the names. The list gets longer, and I love being humbled for sure, but constantly reminded that we're all in this together, and you can't do it on your own, and you should not try to do it on your own. And it does take a village,
Absolutely.
And what a lovely, awesome ride.
Very quickly on the booze front, I don't drink. Really, very, very, very rarely. I might have half a glass of wine with a meal, but I had a bottle of stout, which is, Guinness is a stout.
Murphy
stout, because it's high in vitamin B12, and I need vitamin B12. My platelet.
You have to drink. You have to drink a Murphy. You have to drink a stout because it's the doctor's orders. Correct?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, but I had this bottle of stout, and man, it knocked me for six. I haven't drunk any alcohol for probably 4 years or something like that. Maybe a small glass of wine recently, but it was delicious. But my blood sugar just went down.
Oh my goodness, that's hysterical. Yeah. Did it knock you out? Did you pass out or something?
Not quite, no, but I had to get to bed fairly sharpish. Poor old guy.
After a hard day's work, or just needing to find some tranquility or decompress, I'll tell you, Guinness is Guinness is worth $1 million. It's worth $11.
Yeah, it costs that much these days.
Yeah, that's true. You're absolutely right. Well, are you kidding me? In New York, $15.
Oh, geez, dude.
Wow.
I love New York City so much. It's made me, and in so many ways, Atlanta has made me as well. But you forget that, boy, that is an expensive city. But you want to know something? Not to get into politics. I myself like the mayor that they voted in, and I think he's going to really shoot for trying to bring back it being more renter friendly and artist friendly. But walking the streets is so poetic and romantic there, and in the wintertime, everything. It's just, I love walking. It's such a healthy exercise, but also you achieve this zen like place, and also it's good for you. They say when you're mad and you want to get into an argument or fight, go for a walk. So I've written some of my favorite songs just walking in New York. So I thought, what did we do? I think it was like we did like 16. I think we did like 16,000 steps, and I was like, we walked like 4 miles a day. And then the other day I looked it up, and 16,000 steps I think is between 7.5 and 8 miles. So 5-6 days in a row we walked like 8 miles a day, which is great.
Walking gets you into the zone. There's no doubt about it. and
Okay.
I know that I should do more walking. But just New York, what a place! It lives so strongly in my imagination through Henry Miller, through Martin.
Yeah,
Scorsese.
Henry Miller it reminds Henry Miller and the Pogues.
Yeah,
When Shane talks about getting to New York off a boat from Ireland, it's just like this. It's like you could see the lyrics painted in the sky across the skyline.
yeah, but I mean Patti Smith as well, and
Oh, wonderful! Yeah,
Keith Haring, Kenny Scharf, Jean-Michel.
Oh,
Yeah, wow.
I've been very lucky, and I've met a good amount of my heroes and some musicians, some painters. Hey, my cat Margot's just did a drive by, but and I lost my brain. Oh, so
Heroes.
but I don't really get starstruck. And then in Union Square, which Tom Waits has talked about in so many of his songs and stuff, is this area in the East Village. And every Wednesday there's just an open market. So there's like people selling used books, people selling paintings, people selling heads of lettuce and vegetables, and it's really awesome. And I went to grab like this piece of fruit to purchase, and someone went to grab the same piece of fruit I did, and like I said, I've never been starstruck. I think I might have told you this before, Simon, but it was Patti Smith. And
Oh no, you didn't mention that. That's amazing.
And I was just like, I was like, that head of lettuce is yours.
There's a song in that, man.
I know. Well, there's so many songs that have been coming out. I've been writing with Jason and Dylan, sleeping on my couch. And again, and shout out to Steve Seacrest and Jerry, who's been documenting this stuff. So we've been on the home front. We've been very lucky, and I'm here to tell you guys, woof, the gods have been kind to my brain and my heart, and we have the Western Motel album that will make you cry. That's coming out. I have a solo record, and then Tom and I, The Night, the Sky, me, Jason, and Dylan, and now Steve. Which right after I get off with you guys, going to the studio, and then tonight. After that, I have to go practice with the Western Motel Boys for January. So I guess my heart and I'm at full capacity when it comes to being with beautiful people, creating.
Well, maybe that, Jesse, that brings us to the main sort of reason for this get together. What I would describe as the lament for Brent.
Yes, perfect. I love that word. Yes.
Yeah, and Tom, we've spoken, but I haven't seen your face to say we're really sorry for your loss. It's really, I always try to make a distinction. I tell people that they know who Mastodon is or whatnot, and they're like, "Oh, really sorry to hear that, man. I know you love Mastodon." And that between that and I'm like, yeah, feel sorry for me, but feel sorry for the guys that knew him. That's a whole nother.
Yeah.
Another level.
Yeah.
Friendship.
Pain and grief, I'm sure you guys both know, comes in different forms and different waves, different spurts. So sometimes you're good and you just laugh and you think about the good stuff, and then sometimes it's this tsunami of just not good, and that's when you have to lean on your brothers and sisters and just really admit that we're not in this together. And it's we've talked about this because I love when we talk about mental health, guys, that it's okay to admit it's okay to not be okay.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And you've shared, I feel really lucky you've shared some of the music with early versions, and then later I got some from Jason, which is really nice. By the way, it's been it's been really fun to get to know him, which we've done online recently. And then Dylan's if he's listening in his subconscious, maybe he's been such a nice blessing online too. We became friends, and he's super kind and generous with his comments, and it really is quite nice. I haven't even met him yet in person or talked to him, but he's been such a cool guy and encouragement.
Yeah, I think he really is still dead asleep. But yes, along with you guys, he's one of my favorite people I've met in such a long time. A perfect, if you could say this, Southern gentleman, just
Mm.
straight up. Yeah. And Jason rules, and we've had so much fun. And, we do talk about this, that, you don't know what you need until you get it sometimes. And so I was hesitant at first and said, I don't know if I can do this. But then all of a sudden we wrote this song and it's been great. And now we're just, sometimes, what's the term, just go with it and trust the process. So we'll be going to Steve Seacrest's house later, his studio later, and jamming with him. And I heard the story again, shout out to Tim Jones. I got to hug his shoulder and his neck last night. Love Tim Jones, love all his bands, but just love what he does for the community. And Mosh Tots last night was amazing. But I heard the story, you kind of retelling it. Steve Seacrest is the gentleman that Brent was recording with before he,
Oh,
like,
gotcha. Yeah.
like 5 minutes before he left this soil. So
Thanks so
we,
much for letting me,
yeah,
giving permission to share that story. I think you can tell it meant a lot to Tim to hear that.
it did, and it's a lovely legacy that not enough people know. So maybe we
Yeah.
need to let everyone know it, because I know that there are certainly a good enough amount of people online. What do you call them? Trolls, haters who wanted to say some negative things about Mr. B. Hinds. But know this: he was doing what he loved and helping out someone work on a record right before he passed. And he was a crazy, weird man, and we had our ups and downs, but nothing but love. I mean, it's the best. But he was also really generous with his time and his talent.
Yeah.
Just a reminder,
Yeah,
there's more to everybody that meets the eye. There's so much more going on than we
right.
see at this level of social media. There's so much depth, and we
Right.
miss that. We miss
Yeah,
that.
yeah, and we all can't be Mr. Rogers, who seemed like one of the best men on the planet. So, what's the term? I was going to say, polarizing. So you can't. Not everyone's gonna love you. You have your mixed feelings. You have your people. Some people love you, some hate you. It's all good. It's all wonderful. But yeah, this this the stuff that we're doing is. I know this. I'm at the right place where I need to be. Physically now in my kitchen talking to you guys. Mentally, uh, spiritually, my conscience, everything is, and then artistically, 100%. I mean, writing every day. So, um, very, very, like we say, humbled
Yeah.
and grateful.
Tell us,
Lots to be thankful for.
tell us about this event. What should people look forward to
Oh my
besides
goodness.
the obvious? Seeing you.
Well, first things first, shout out to Will Lawless and Randy Costello at iDrum. Will Lawless is an old friend, and most importantly, an old friend of mine and an old friend of Brent's. They used to take mushrooms and ride motorcycles together back in the day. Will is an old hippie artist. He's a bit older than me, and he owns the iDrum, it's a gallery slash venue that does a lot of nonprofit and charity work. So it was very important we do that. Secondly, it's in the West End, which was very important. Thirdly, it's on Friday, January 16th, which is that actual day, Brent's birthday. And sort of people are like, you need to do it on Saturday. I'm like, if this goes well, we will be doing it next year, and I have no problem doing it on a Saturday. But this one, it was vital. It was imperative that we do it on his actual birthday. If his birthday landed on a Wednesday, we'd be doing it on Wednesday. So Friday, January 16th at the iDrum in the West End. And fourth thing, very important, and from now on when we do this, I don't want to do it at a bar. And I know you'll get this, Jesse. Um, there's certainly people are going to get wasted in his name, but I don't want it to be at a bar. I don't want that to be what it's about. I want it to be all ages. So people are coming in. We got people flying in from Australia, people coming in from England. Shout out to Dick Burke and Ash from Cue the Muses, who I was on their show the other night. You guys need to meet and talk. They're bringing their kids, and they're coming in from Florida. And so it's going to be an all ages event. And I love that. And if this goes well, we'll do it every year. Next year, do it on a Saturday, but it's going to grow. Like, for instance, next year we'll do it at a bigger venue, and we'll have a year to plan it. And I'll get my buddy Matt. We'll get like High on Fire to play, So, but every band that's playing are great friends and very, very interesting group of musicians across the board who it's going to be a celebration, which I'm super stoked for.
Yeah, that's really great.
There's a lot about the man, doesn't it? That he's leaving a legacy.
Yes, and want to give a shout out to Vidya Rahim. I'm sure you guys have seen the stuff that he's done, and he's such a beautiful person. And Karen Baxter, who is new on my radar, who is a cake maker, and her and I have chatted, and we finally spoke on the phone, and she makes these amazing cakes. She's volunteered to make this awesome cake with Brent playing guitar, and I mean, she just makes huge, amazing birthday cakes. Karen is wonderful, and we just had so many people reach out, artists who are like, what can I do? And then the other thing is we Punk Rock Saves Lives, Georgia Overdose Prevention, Kyle Sanders, Let There Be Rock School. We have so many people that we're going to be giving some proceeds to, because that's the other thing that's very important to us is when we do these events in his name, we're going to get kids guitar lessons, and buy them paintbrushes and buy them magic markers and crayons and guitar strings, and then at the same time, really work with being active with helping people with their mental state and stability and mental health, because we know that it's a really very weird time right now. Not even just musicians, for everyone. There's a pretty heinous temperature going on in the world.
Is it fair to say it's been a real dark year in Atlanta? Right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's heavy stuff, man.
Yeah, someone made a joke the other night. They were like, "Can we lock up all of our friends until Christmas and no one passes away?"
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just been, and Atlanta has always been. It's maybe what's part of the magic to it. I mean, it's such a creative town and so many beautiful people, but it also at the same time has had this dark cloud.
I think you're alluding to it. I wonder if that just comes with the territory. You can't have all that light without all that dark. That maybe they just have to balance each other out, and that's the compromise you pay for the talent. I don't know.
Yeah, well, so many special people and so many interesting people, and also good people who do good things, like being out last night.
Yeah.
But with that comes conflicted thoughts, conflicted territories, and I'm speaking from the heart for myself, man. Some days I'm just, those demons. Those demons can, I've learned myself to not run away from them and not fight them, because if you beat them on a Sunday, they will get you when you're not expecting on a Thursday and kick your ass. So I talk to them. I go for that walk and I go, listen, I got you. I dance with the demons. I talk with them and I go, listen, can we make a compromise? I got to go visit my dad tomorrow and I don't want to lose my shit. You know what I mean? Listen. So that's what I'm saying, kids. Talk to your demons. Don't try to fight them, and make a deal with them. Be like, listen, we can revisit this on Friday afternoon at 3:30 when I'm having that stout. But please let me get through this week. Yeah, it's and it's healthy to laugh at it like we're laughing, because really what else can you do? Because oh my goodness, like I said, it will get you. They will get you.
Yeah,
They'll get you when you're not expecting it.
you're getting to something there, which is, I think, is a crux of an issue for everybody, really, that there are ways of seeing the world which let the imagination in, and when you let the imagination in, you let some kind of spirit into your existence, if you
Oh
like.
my goodness,
There are
yeah.
so many different ways of describing it. I mean, as I was saying, I am fascinated with the Neolithic and the deep history of our country, but I'm also fascinated with folk traditions as well. We've got a lot
Yeah.
of, Morris dancing out
Yeah.
with all sorts of strange rituals,
Yeah. Oh, I love that.
etc., etc. And that's an expression of a need that is not encompassed by an organized religion, although you can still find those things within that context. But I think there's a deeper sensibility of what we share together as human beings that can be expressed through art and music and folk dancing.
Yeah, let those spirits, let the gypsies dance. As the sun goes down. I'm a huge believer or an understander. I'm open minded too. Yes, the witches, all the unknown. I mean, to be honest with you, all I know is that I don't know. And I'm open minded to all. Yeah, shout out to Tony Bones. I forgot to write this down, but this was really beautiful, and we'll send like chills up your arm. But Tony Bones, beautiful man, who's a good friend of Brent's, and he was at the actual funeral, which was really small in Alabama, and I was there. And Brent's family's religious, so it was an open casket, which was very rough. And then we went, to a field to watch him be buried next to his brother, which is, And Tony Bones looks at me and he goes, "I'll tell you one thing, man." He goes, "Our boy," he goes, "he is everywhere but in that box."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, dude, like you just destroyed me.
Yeah. I absolutely believe that. But go ahead, Sam.
Well, I just wanted to relate something to you guys, which I think I might have mentioned to you before, Jesse. And as I'm saying, I'm interested in all this folk knowledge and collective unconscious. I am not superstitious in any way, and I don't follow conspiracy theories or any of that woo stuff. I am fascinated with science and research and archaeology, but I had a premonition in a dream. Okay, some short time after Brent's accident, I dreamt clearly that I was in Atlanta.
Yes.
That I was in a green space with trees, with pathways, with grass, and I was waiting for everybody to arrive. You, Tom, you, Jesse, all of the Atlanta boys and girls, Kelly and Michelle, and everybody. I was looking at my phone. We were getting together to celebrate and remember Brent Hinds. I dreamt it clearly. I can see it now in my head. There was a feeling of actually being there. And then something like 3-4 weeks later, that actually happened.
Oh, wow.
You guys got together in Atlanta. I saw video of you in a park, walking the streets, in Little 5 Points, walking past the Star Bar. I can't believe I'm relating it to you.
Yeah, well, thank you for sharing it. And it's healthy for us to talk about stuff. It's not healthy for us to keep things in and bottle stuff up. So thank you for sharing that.
My pleasure. I hope it means a lot to me that can be something that manifests itself in my imagination.
Right.
The degree it feels like a real experience. That was just
so many good things are coming out of it, and so many good things will continue to come out of it. Thank you for everything you're doing, Jesse, and I love that you've been connecting with Kyle and Ronnie and Let There Be Rock. I don't know if you talked to Ronnie at all, but I met him in person recently. Kyle's an old friend. He's family, but beautiful humans.
Yeah, I don't think I know who Ronnie is yet. I have been emailing with Kyle, who's been really awesome. I actually just sent him some beanies for Blackstrap, just because I think he was stoked that we were doing this with the hats and everything. And by the way, 200 to go, then we get matched by a very nice friend that we all know here, but has asked to remain anonymous. So I'll keep it that way for now.
I love that.
So hopefully that could be done pretty quickly, but just wanted to share that message. But so I think he was really cool with that. He's like, hey, do you do beanies for I'm thinking about doing some beanies for Blackstrap. So I sent him some what do you call them? Proofs, some
samples, some
samples, yeah. But we'll see. It's the cool thing is just that he's stoked on what we're doing, and hopefully we get up to 500, can match it, and maybe we'll keep going from there. We'll see.
Yeah, I think you got yourself a really cool little thing you're doing, and it's lovely. I know. I mean, what Aaron's done with the stickers, Aaron Pop, shout out.
Yeah.
So many. We all knew what everyone had in their hearts and what they're capable of already, but it's lovely to be reminded of how wonderful and how awesome, just the community is, and it's every once in a while these things shake us up down like to the core, and then we're like, holy shit, this happened, and that's when we shine, and that's when we are at our best.
Probably a lot of people say similar things, and I don't think it's cliche at this point, and I think it's lovely actually. But if I really think about it, I don't know if there's a musician that's moved me more with their talent. I really don't. I'm really not sure there is. I mean, with let's just keep it to guitar playing.
Yeah.
Just alone. I'm trying to think of my heroes, and I've been honest too. I don't know. My interactions with Brent have been up and down.
Yeah, for sure. Complex, complicated person.
The talent is undeniable.
But 100% honest and from the heart. So the best ones are not going to be, not going to be like the most perfect the way you say in this way or whatever. So,
yeah, of course.
And then I'll tell anyone to put on put on Last Baron, The Beast, Jaguar God, Toe to Toes,
Oh yeah,
ATL Feelings, Tiny Man, Forgiveness, Which Is Dead, and and their cover of Bringing on the Heartbreak by Def Leppard, Fiend, and sit down and have that stout and prepare to lose your shit.
no doubt about it. Well, I've got to say just very, very briefly that Hushed and Grim and the guitar solos on that, they fed me during a very difficult time.
Yes, yeah, and that's them dealing with their own great grief of Nick John, who was a beautiful man. We're lucky that we get to go to these places and express our feelings when we lose someone. So, playing with Jason and Dylan's been wonderful. But last Sunday we got together with the Western Motel guys, and Western Motel is a complicated band, and several people over the years, and we're inviting everyone who's played with us to play with us. So at some point there might be 4 guitar players when we play, 2 drummers, Will Raines, who come in from New York, Casey Camp, shout out, who's been playing with Fiend, and I was very anxious and nervous about us getting together, and then literally we are playing, and I came home, and I'm like smiling, and like everything I was nervous about, I had no reason to be nervous. And at one point, when you just look around the room and everyone is just like smiling from ear to ear. And at one point, I wasn't even singing. I turned around and Ben Thrower's playing with us, Mike Sheena, and we're doing "She's on Fire." And I just walk away and I'm dancing. And Mike's like, "Yo, you weren't singing," and I heard singing. And I was like, "Yeah, that was Brent." Like, yeah, like, I mean, it was just like there were ghosts in the machine and things dancing in the room, and it was really gorgeous spirits.
Is Ben Thrower too?
Ben Thrower, yes, legend. Ben Thrower, who wrote the song "Sorry I'm Late," and we're gonna do it with him singing. And yeah, he's Ben Thrower's the best. I mean, he so many guys have played with us throughout the years, and then some people, left. It's hard enough for a 3-piece band to do well these days, but 7 to 10 guys, I mean, we did our touring, we did our things.
That's a party, that is, on stage.
Yeah, sometimes guys didn't get along. Sometimes they had to stop playing because they got married and had kids. But now it's like, let everyone leave, everything, the ego's at the door. Let's do this. And if we could do this once a year, lovely. And we're putting out a record that it's heavy. And I absolutely love it, it took a minute, step away, and then you go back. Okay, now let's do this thing,
You've got to let the dust settle, so to speak, in a situation like that. And God, I wish I could be there for the show. I really wish that I could get over there, but I will look forward to the record and my heart.
Yeah, well, we just need to come over. We need to get the guys together and come over and see you. I mean, I'm Gethy. Sending love to Gethy, who is just such a beautiful man who I'd met when he came over from Ireland, and I gave him and his wife a tour in New York City, and it was lovely. I'm like, oh, this is where the Ramones played their first show. This is where the Beastie Boys did this, and he's like, what? And being a true Irishman, I don't know if his wife was having too much fun, but we stopped every 2 blocks, stopped and got to get us.
Of course, that's how it works, man. I wish that is a dream for me. That would be a dream to visit you, for us to visit New York, and for you to take me around the village and St. Mark's Square and all of those amazing places.
Jesse would tell you I'm a pretty good host,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
Showed him around Puerto Rico when I was living there, yeah, man. But New York City, it's poetry in motion, just everyone walking in it, and it's just yes.
Tom, I can show you around Birmingham at some point.
Oh yeah. Please.
Yeah. I mean, if you 2 guys could make it over here for a walk around the streets of Birmingham and show you where Black Sabbath come from, that would be just amazing.
That'd be amazing.
Really.
That's a special episode of Radical Metal right there.
Really?
Yeah.
I was going to
even if you moved up here, then it's still a special thing in my
I was finding the warehouse that Tony Iommi lost his finger at.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I'll take you down the streets. Yeah.
I love it, man.
Man.
Yeah.
Well, what do you got going on the rest of the weekend here? You said you're going to the studio after this?
Yeah, I'm going to meet meet up with Dylan and Jason and Steve at their studio, and then going to get together to go to my place. We have a little practice space here while I'm in town, which has been really awesome, and to get together with all the West End guys. And like I said, we just went there. All of us were a little bit nervous last week, and then it's just within 5 minutes, everyone's feelings. It was just like, we're doing this for right reasons, and I mean, we sound like I'm smiling talking about it. It's a great, and then Beat Kinch, he was like, yeah, I was like, man, we did like 8 songs, and I think Ben Thrower was like, no, we did 14, and then Beat Kinch was like, well, let's try these 3 songs. So, I think and then we'll figure out exactly. And we've asked people what songs they want to hear, and it's pretty cool to think about. If as a band, if we have like 50 songs that I genuinely like more than half of them. I mean, that's not many bands could feel that way. It's a very good feeling. And then we're just getting closer. I mean, shoot, next week and a half will be the 16th, and that'll be the 1 month out that will really lock it down with the schedule and everything. But yes, MRC, which is Michael Rudolph Cummings, who's from the band Backwards Payback, dear friend of ours. Ricardo Grimm, shout out to Tim and Dex as well. Waiting for UFOs, who are such an amazing band. I describe Bill Taft as to someone as Mr. Rogers meets David Lynch. Like he's a positive,
Now, there's a
positive,
movie script.
yeah, a positive poet who makes his own clothes, and he's been on the scene. One of the first guys, him and Brian Halloran, were very kind to me and generous with the time. The first time I moved to Atlanta from New York in the 90s, and were very generous with their time, giving me advice on things. And these guys have just seen everything and seen also a lot of loss. And but their songs are amazing. And like I said, so yeah, Bill is just such an interesting guy, a poet, makes his own clothing. He's a great dad. He's a great family man. He's seen his success and just does what he does. But and then goes to prisons and teaches prisoners how to read. I mean, like just
Oh wow.
incredulous, you know. And then again, so yeah, Dex, shout out Tim, Ricardo, beautiful guys that we've hooked up with. Ironbound is my favorite band, probably around, you know, and Brent loved them and wanted to produce them. That's my buddy Andrew and the guys from Ironbound, New Jersey, these skaters who they sound like I don't know, Bob Dylan for being so young, like in their 40s. They sound like Bob Dylan, you know, doing some heavy partying with the Flying Burrito Brothers. They're just a very weird country man with incredible lyrics.
That's a party. Yeah.
Yeah, Evan and the guys in AD and K and the band Black Daniels are a punk band, but Kevin Kinney from Driving and Crying is going to get up and do some songs with them. I'm really hoping they do their version of I'm Going Straight to Hell, which would be a great tribute to B. You know. Nick Waterhouse, who's one of Brent's best friends, he's going to be, him and Brent's nephew are coming. They're going to drive from Alabama, Brent's awesome old Skylark convertible, and going to be parked in front. Charlie Black Cat Smith hit me up. There's going to be fire breathers outside. We have so many artists that have brought stuff.
Is there going to be any video made? Is Video Raheem?
Yeah, I think Raheem is going to be helping.
Working?
Shout out to Video Raheem. Shout out to Kyle and Ronnie at Let There Be Rock School, Rob and Franny at Punk Rock Saves Lives, Georgia Overdose Prevention Center, Kelly and Michelle with Pickles. Yes, there's going to be so much, you know, but it's going to be, well, again, like I said the other day, when I came up with this idea, I started like, sometimes you got to put it out there into the ether, and do these things to manifest it, whatever. And then, but I still kept it very close, you know. And I was talking to Aaron about this the other day, you know, and I was like, but you gotta say it out loud, and then you gotta be open-minded, or even. I've never asked anybody for help, you know, with that kind of stuff, you know, but you got to do it, and it does take a village. You know, it would really be so wrong. And like again, Taryn Baxter making the cakes, you know, my buddy Cash and Errol, and again Jason and Dylan and Tim and Dex, and just everyone. Like literally, it would actually, it wouldn't even be as enjoyable if I did it all myself. You know, it is so great.
It's a community. It's a community effort. It's about community as well, and it's about bringing that community together.
Thomas Phillips and his wife Cassie Phillips. I think you saw. He engraved and made these big wooden pieces that are like they're thicker than Aaron made. They're like 4 feet by 4 feet. And I thought he was going to make one, and he's made a few. So one of them we had to get to the family. One of them he's given to me for me to put up in our studio. You know, we're gonna have people sign it. And but yeah, how cool is it to say, you know, we have a 45 or a 50 person or a 75 person thank you list, you know, and Jesse Seipel and Simon Hope are on that, you know, radical metal. Like, you know, it's very cool. It's very beautiful to be reminded that, you know, we have a great team with us.
Yeah. So it's January 16th. And what
Friday.
time? Where is it again? And what time do doors open?
At the iDrum in the West End. It's Will Lawless's place. Again, he's a great artist who's done some cool stuff over the years. He like Bill and Brian from Waiting for UFOs, is one of the first people I met the first time I moved from New York in the 90s. So let's say I was 23 or 24 when I moved here. They might have been 33, 34. So I'm 55 now. They're like 65. But they were just so cool and thoughtful and elder statesmen, and generous with their time. And we're like, don't be afraid to branch out. Don't be afraid to go into uncharted waters and do shit that's more weird, but always do it with kindness, and really, really lucky. These people became mentors. They were very much as important as a guy like Joe Strummer was to me from afar. But,
the elders of the village, Tom.
Yes, without a doubt, Si. And they continue to do. And a lot of it, like, you were saying, someone wants to be anonymous. A lot of the stuff they do, no one even knows because they don't want the recognition for it, which is how gorgeous is that, which is the same. I mean, and listen, I love talking to you guys. And, I was talking to Dick and Ash on Cue the Music the other night, and I love those guys. Like so many great people I've met through art and music, And sometimes I'm like, man, no one wants to hear me talk. I'm insecure and like, what am I doing? But I also realize it's pushing it forward and spreading positivity and spreading the love.
That's what.
Well, and you're sharing your hair, which is always a blessing for me.
What this stuff right here?
Look at those lovely locks.
What?
I want you to start a band called Lovely Locks.
Lovely
You got it. My goal is to just next year I just want to hang out and paint and write music all year, and then for 3 months I'll be a Santa Claus. That's what I would.
Yeah.
That's what I want to do.
Yeah.
I'm putting that out there into the world.
Definitely. You are. St. Nicholas has arrived. Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. But yeah, man. And it really is. We are so lucky. I will be sharing. We're gonna get through this. Get through the holidays. Hopefully, not lose anybody, like we said. And then we will continue pushing it until this event. And then after that, it's straight up trying to really dive into this record. I will say this that will this record is going to be this emotional ride, which is what we want, and we want people to hear it. So there'll be parts that Brent is on, and you'll hear his voices through it and stuff, and then you'll even hear some things that it's just him. As of now, I want to call the record Skeletons.
Mhm.
And some songs are fully finished, like Casey Camp, who was playing with them with Fiend, but he was about to play at West End. And then 2 nights before Brent's accident, me, Casey, and Sid Penalty and Brent were jamming, and we wrote these songs. So now Casey and I have been working on. And Casey Camp is an incredible talent. He's playing keys with us, but he plays every instrument and sings like. He sounds like what's that song by Blind Faith? I'm going down the road. I mean, he's just like haunting, And so we're having so much fun trying to make these things come into executing them, like make them come to fruition, But then some of the songs, we there's not much, can't really touch them, and you could tell Brent's brain, like one of the songs that'll be on it. It's like. We can't even add really instruments or drums to it because he was playing off beat and he was, you could tell that the computers and the strings were moving, and he was still finalizing the stuff.
Yeah,
the story continues, man. The story continues.
Right, but it's like life and art. Like some of the lyrics, he's like, I know you want to watch me fall, but don't worry about me. I've seen it all. Enjoy the ride before you die. It's pretty, like, really, 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 like, what did that just happen? And then what happened 5 minutes after that? It's brutal. It's brutal, but also beautiful. So
those two things, they kind of kind of come together.
That's a good name of a record. Brutal and Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really is, yeah.
Skeletons part two.
I will continue to share and send both of you, Cy and Jesse. I will continue to update you guys and talk. And I love that I'm like the go-to guy being on your show.
Oh
Well-
yeah, I say it every time, and we really need to do it. Hey, maybe now that I have this embroidery machine, I can actually make you a proper robe as the probably, what are you now, 6-timer, 7-timer?
Listen, we're trying to break records here.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, hey, that's probably a great note to end on, but we can certainly stay on and keep chatting.
Yeah. I think I just got a note. So yeah, I guess we've been on about an hour. But Cy, sending love to you and Helen and the kids and the family,
Straight back at you.
and the puppies and the cats and all the love. And we will be arms around the neck and shoulders hugging in person soon. Jesse, you the same. And thank you guys constantly for. Some days are rough, and then I see a note from Jesse, and and then it just lifts you up. And
Well, he continually makes me laugh, sending me little messages and taking what we would call taking the piss over here in the UK.
it's the best thing. And the thing is, we gotta laugh, because if we don't laugh, we're screwed. So I mean, all the time, we're just these things. It's all we got, and all we got is what we have. Like, we are all we got.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, everybody talks about how nice Cy is, and they don't see his abusive side. So
I think that well hidden. That's
I didn't see that. He's kind of like an English P.
Okay.
Diddy. He's like an English P. Diddy. He puts this fear in people. He's a monster.
he's a sick bastard, at least.
I thought I saw baby oil on that shelf. Terrible.
Yeah, baby oil next to the chili sauce. Yeah.
That's right, man. Now, you guys are so wonderful. Lovely way to start the day. And my hangover's gone. Now I'm gonna have a coffee and I'm gonna go jam in the studio. Boom.
The magic clears the mind, doesn't it? It can really.
Yeah.
It can
We're so lucky. And
Yeah.
as we do this, I'm gonna take a walk. I'm stepping over some cats.
Are you going to wake Dylan up?
Dylan is still sleeping right over there. Look at this, man.
Can-
Where are we?
When is and that might be a good place to end it, Simon. But I'm curious, is there a timeline in mind for Night the Sky?
Yes. The song is done.
Yeah.
Hit Jason up. We're shooting a video, and it'll be dropped that probably at midnight on the 15th. It'll come out on Brent's birthday.
Nice.
fabulous.
Yeah. Very, very lucky with that one. And it's weird too. At some points, I feel like I am, Steve Seagrass is like, and Jason as well. I was like, man, I don't know. Do I sound like I'm trying to sing like? Do I sound like I'm singing like Brent? And I'm like, I didn't mean to. And the subconscious is a crazy thing. And but Steve and Denise were like, listen, if anyone is gonna do a song that sound like sing like him, you can do it, Tom. Don't be self-conscious about it.
God, no, don't
Yeah.
hold-
Yeah, and it's like kind of just wrote itself. Props to Jason. I mean, he's the one who came to me with the riff. But within the first time we brought it to my studio, we kind of had the song done in like 11 minutes.
That's
And
amazing.
I always say the best ones write themselves.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we're just lucky, and just talking to you guys, it's all making us richer, and in love and in art and in life.
I'm hoping and I'm looking forward to making some art quite soon. Do little things in the pipeline.
Please share. Yeah,
I will, but it's about getting in that zone, Tom, that you were talking about. I know that Jesse's experiencing that as well with his embroidery and the other work that he's doing with creating radical metal and making it what it is. That
I love it. Yeah.
He's taken his life up to a new stage of I love that.
Well, listen, thank you guys for doing it, man.
Well,
you guys are really adding and making the community better. So really big ups and big love on that.
Well, I'm really lucky to have met Jesse, because he's made a difference in my life, and things have been incredibly interesting and fun for the last couple of years that we've been working together. And
Jesse, you're the best. He's a very funny bastard. He very is.
yeah.
We're Atlanta's channel, man. We belong to Atlanta.
You guys are,
That's where our heart is.
I love seeing you talk to Tim. I always share everything you guys are doing, but I love you talking to Tim Jones, man. Talk about another guy who's just taken this, just a community. He's become a community leader. And,
The Saint of Atlanta. That's my name for him.
He really is, man. I was, it's actually, it is heavy having people lean on you to give them comfort and make them feel good. Cause then we go, then we leave and we go alone. We end up in a closet alone crying, like you wake up with an old wingtip shoe in your pants and you're like, what's going on? Like this. But it's all so worth it. I personally thanked him last night for everything he does. It's great, but again, and you guys as well. It's all spokes in the wheel, to make it.
It is
to make it continue going. And man, I just want to say thank you guys, and muchas gracias, and love you guys so much, and appreciate it.
Thank you, Tom. Thank you. Yeah, right.
Thanks, brother. Good to see you, man. Love you.
Yeah, we're gonna see you soon. I'll probably text you some really bad jokes later.
Yeah.
Take care, Tom. Great to talk to you.
Take care, Si. Lovely.
All right. See you guys.